Good morning, Misfits. Alrighty, let's see here. Let's get that out of there. Sorry for the delay. I was adding some stuff to the show, but you're gonna love it. Good morning, Crazy Mo and McGroin. Good morning, Great Guy Gary, Cynthia Mangle, Spoiled Bretley, Wee Nod, Han Jancock, Hollywood, On the Edge, Texas, Truck Seller, Eden. Where's Bumba? Bumba, where are you? Bumba's not here. Well, you get a shout out anyway, because I remember you like those. Your daughter hit me up. Your daughter's probably the mother of the kid that I swore at yesterday. I don't know why I did that, but it was Monday. Good morning, Big Daddy Jameson in the chat as well. Okay. Look, we got the where is it? Not that one. There it is. Get the story of the day, right? It is TDS Tuesday on the Daily Breakdown. And when we do the themes of the day now, it's like guys, I hate to keep bringing this up. I'm sure it's probably not professional and probably you don't want to hear it. But I mean, like, my real job, it's just it's so hard to add more. But I try my best, and the themes of the day I used to really, really put a lot of thought into. Like, the night before, I'm like, okay, TDS Tuesday, I'm gonna go find somebody with TDS. Now, for the most part, they're just sort of fun little theme names, and we do try to stick to them, broadly. But we did miss what our intention for yesterday, which was Maha Monday. I forgot to do the last thing at the end, which is what Maha Monday is all about. So we're going to get into that. By the way, TDS Tuesday, I did not have to work too hard for it today. There's two stories. The reason why I was late is I was adding a second TDS Tuesday story for you. So to make up for my lack of preparation lately, and I do apologize, but work is crazy, I doubled it up. I doubled it up with Dean. You'll see. All right, but yesterday we were supposed to go over the Maha Minute. That's what we do on Maha Mondays. I also got a double Maha story for those of you that missed the Maha Minute yesterday. Okay, first up, at HHS, we're taking bold new actions against Lyme disease, alpha-gal syndrome. That's alpha-gal. Sounds gay. Sounds a little bit trans. I'm sure that's not what it means, but it is kind of funny. Alpha gal? All right. I don't want an alpha gal. If that fucking syndrome is really a thing about, all right, never mind. Let's go. And other tick-borne diseases. So it looks like RFK Jr. is using Dennis Quaid, who's, pretty active in helping out around with, like, tunnels to towers and conservative causes. He's been, he sacrificed a lot in Hollywood because he was outspoken. So that's one update. But the Maha Minute, which we do at the end of every Monday that we skipped yesterday, is always from Caitlin Sinclair. Let's get to it. Here we go.
The rule book is getting rewritten in Washington this week, from what goes onto our food to where our tax dollars are going. I'm Caitlin Sinclair. Welcome to Maha Minute. First up, the childhood vaccine schedule just got a major shakeup this week. Parents have been waiting for this moment for years, and it's finally here. President Trump signed an executive order calling for a significantly smaller universal childhood vaccine schedule. Next up, Secretary Kennedy just put the food industry on notice. First, he tackled the GRAS loophole. I'm talking about generally recognized as safe ingredients that allowed companies to not reveal what they were putting in your food supply. The new proposal says, show us the ingredients.
Nice.
And for the first time, the government is working towards an official definition of ultra-processed food, because we spent decades telling Americans to eat healthy while the government couldn't officially define what that meant. That is finally changing. And finally, Dr. Oz said this week taxpayers are officially out of the business of funding gender transition surgeries and procedures for kids.
Nice.
He says the decision follows the admin's careful review of what's best for children. I'm Caitlin Sinclair. That was your Maha Minute.
Alrighty, good job, Caitlin Sinclair, as always. That's the Maha Minute and this extra little Maha story that I threw in there for you. On this show, we also have the news. According to some people, we don't do this, but we do pretty much every day. I go on the internet, I type in the word news, right? And we break it down. That's where the name of the show came from. The Daily Breakdown. All right. So we're going to get to that. I'm going to give you a little preview of why you had to wait an extra 5 minutes to today to start the show. Okay? Well, not that. Nancy, that's supposed to be my tabs that don't matter too much are supposed to be on the right. My bad. Here we go. So we got the Rosie story, right? This is the make comedy funny again. As you can see, she looks like that. But I also added this Dean Withers meltdown story. Here's a little preview. We're gonna get to these. So these are the two theme of the day TDS Tuesday stories. I want to give everybody a quick reminder about Sway. Why are we losing? Why are we losing voters? It was 133. Now it's 132. Who left? Who left? I want to fucking know. I want to know. I want to know which one of you hates this country. Okay? Which one of you, out of the 133 people, hates America? Because sway is how we win elections, okay? On sway.co/misfits. You can also get it at the beacons link in my bio. You can get it in the description of this video if you're watching on Rumble. All right, there's plenty of ways to find it. Stop telling me to give you links. They are there. All right. But with sway, you can see here, this is just a map of the 130. We actually have 156 people in here, but if you really want to be effective in how this works, you do have to put your information in. I talked to the people at Sway yesterday. They got something that's going to be rolling out soon that's actually going to be really, I think, potentially really fun for you guys. I'll just give you a hint. It involves me dropping a link, and when I do that, you might be able to win some money, right? You might be able to win some money. Not win some money, but you might be able to be given some money to do something, right? And it's not like buying voters. Trust me. I can't explain it right now because they told me not to. But that will be coming hopefully within the next few weeks. But sway overall in general, here's the way it works. All of these people on my little map are my misfit army of potential get out the vote, of, let's call them volunteers. All right. It really is super simple. All I'm doing with this thing is I'm getting out messaging, okay? They've updated the website. It looks much better. It's much easier to work with. There's going to be a lot more going on with the dashboard. But essentially, let's go to our... Actually, I don't even know how to get there now. Back to the group. Here we go. Let's go to our dashboard, okay? We got a few more primaries coming up. I think they stop on September 16th. But you can see here. Here's the messages I've sent out. We got one from 6 days ago. Today's election day. It's really not that, it's not that difficult to figure out. When there are elections in your area, okay, we got the Florida election on today. Okay, let's do it. I forgot today. I wonder if James Vushbag is going to win. No, he's not. All right, and we got Wyoming today. Okay. So, if you are in Florida and Wyoming, and I have 12 recipients in Florida and Wyoming, all right, here it is. I'm just going to recopy this one. Make it easy. It's really not that it sounds kind of dumb, but it's not dumb because here, this is the text message I just put on to those 12 people, right? And I'm just going to be sending it out, okay? 12 people in Florida and Wyoming. Boom. That's it. That's it. That's all it really is. I'm not going to be spamming you. You can see I don't send messages every day. But think about it this way. This is how I explain it, okay? let's say you're in Florida or Wyoming right now. Let's say you forgot it was election day. Okay. I just text you and you grabbed your phone and you went, oh, it's election day. And then you go vote. Imagine if we had this group up to 10,000 people, right? Call a friend, text a friend, bring a friend. That's why I put that in there. Those 10,000 people, let's say 2,000 of them, or let's say, I don't know, 500 of them or something, were in Florida and Wyoming. And let's say they go, oh, you know what? I wanted to remind my buddy Jim, right? This is how you get out the vote. It's just ground game. It's nothing crazy. And you know what I think we want to do? I think we want to change the name of the midterm cheat sheet, right? Because if you guys remember, there was an episode I did a while back, right? Misfits Mega Pack. And you know what? We're going to put periods in between. Do any of the P1s know why I'm putting MAGA Pack as the name? What does MAGA Pack stand for? Does anybody remember? All right, let's see here. I'm going to go and get this picture for you. I bet you I can find it with the search feature. MAGA Pack. No, oh, what was it called? Ground Gaming. Ground Game. Nope, it's not there. It's on my phone then. Not on the computer. But there was a episode I did where I used the thumbnail from Glengarry Glen Ross, right? And instead of ABCs, I put MAGAPACK, right? Motivate, assemble, ground game, or something like that. Action. Can't remember what the pack stands for, but I actually don't remember. But I'll remember actually in a bit. But essentially, it's call, text, assemble, promote, or something. But MAGA Pack is the strategy for ground game, and that's what we want to do. I watched Sean's show, his first show with Bongino Network yesterday. By the way, he did a freaking amazing job. New background looks fire. New camera looks good. And he was like, I want to win, right? He's like, I don't know about you guys, but I want to win. And I want to win too. And I'm not just talking about it. I'm trying to do shit about it. This is just one of the ways we can do shit about it. All right. So it's motivate, assemble, ground game, maybe, act. What does the P stand for? I know this is call and knock. I can't remember what PA stands for. I'm late to my favorite show on Rumble. Yeah, you should be. You should feel terrible, Michaela. Terrible. I've been here for at least 10 minutes. All right. Anyway, moving on. I don't know. I wanted to get the Sway thing in there because I just talked to them yesterday and something big's coming out. But make sure you join Sway and let's win elections. All right, let's just fucking win. All right, another thing from yesterday. This is actually weird. All right, this is weird, right? So do you remember, if you guys watched the show yesterday, we covered how the Hayden Panettiere story was in the news. Well, let's see if I can find. Yeah. Okay. So remember how I said this guy right here, Johnny St. Pete, and I'm like, I'm getting real tired of like the Candace Owenses and the Ian Carroll turning every one of their followers into a fucking retard. I'm also gonna try to stop the swearing. I'm going to use the naughty button correctly, but I'm also just going to try to not swear. And it's not because I don't want to. It's because I've been thinking about it. And I was watching Dan Bongino. And Dan Bongino really likes to swear. And he explained why he's not doing it. And he's like, because if you really wanted to, like, get like a producer that puts together clips and shit for you. See, I just did it. I want to make the show more I want to be able to reach more people with the show, not for the reasons that other people do it, not for the grifters, like, and the sensationalists like Benny Johnson and Tim Pool. They're not grifters, they're sensationalists, or the grifters like Candace Owens. I just want to be able to grow this show, and I've been thinking about it a lot, and I was like, it's not about what I want, it's about what the people watching want. Anyway, that's just another little update. Anyway, the crazy people that are getting involved in this conspiracy cult mentality, right? They hear that Hayden Panettiere dies, and they go, she was murdered. Like, no evidence. No evidence. This is what Candace Owens calls evidence. It's vibes. Vibes. She came out like 3 months ago and said an anonymous man maybe raped her. She could be making the whole story up. I don't know, right? She might not be. It might be totally true. But all of the variables in here, right, they don't lead to murder. You know what else she wrote in that book besides the whole boat story? She wrote that she was an addict, right? She wrote, yeah, and I deal with addiction and depression. So like I said yesterday, Occam's razor would say that should be at least in consideration. In fact, more in consideration, right? She died of a heart attack? No, she didn't. I don't think so anyway. We'll get to it. It's coming up right now. Let's see. This is the weird part, okay? I don't know why that story's there. Okay. I want you to listen real closely to the beginning of this.
Spawn in place of Medic 29. Easily Bridge Road, overdose, CPR.
Oh, what was that? Well, hold on. Did you guys hear that? Is the volume okay?
Spawn in place of Medic 29. Easily Bridge Road, overdose.
Overdose.
Progress.
Overdose.
Everyone injured on for cardiac arrest. This is the law. 7-year-old.
Watch this. Here's the beginning of this clip.
Injured on for cardiac arrest. This is the law. Everyone injured on for cardiac arrest.
Does anybody notice anything? Why this one's not? That's 9 seconds in. 9 seconds in. If you go to Hayden Panettiere, let's just go Hayden 911. Right. You know how long it took me to find that clip? Right? Like, this is the one, I bookmarked it, so it's at the top. But look, dispatch. What? Listen.
The law. 7-year-old Easily Bridge Road.
Starts there. Listen.
Cardiac arrest. This is the law.
Starts there. Listen.
Cardiac arrest. This is the
Starts
law.
there. Listen.
Cardiac arrest.
Starts there. Why? Hold on. Now let's go to the one that I played.
29. Spawn in place of Medic 29. Easily Bridge Road, overdose.
Overdose. They cut that out. They cut it out in pretty much every single. And the audio that I heard where the friend was calling in also said Narcan applied. What? So the official death, right? I mean, I'm seeing T. Mitchell in the chat. She died of a heart attack, right? I mean, maybe, but that's not like in the 911 dispatcher said overdose, CPR being applied. The friend said Narcan was applied. The official death might be a heart attack, but sounds like it was probably an overdose. Right? Why are they covering it up? Why do you think it's a heart attack? Why are they clipping the overdose part out? That's a conspiracy that I would be fine with people talking about. But it's probably just she got a real good publicist. That's probably not a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying that's what, when actors die, their publicists, they try to do a really good job of trying to, keep their legacy. It's like, who's that kid that played in Star Trek that, died and got like run over by his mailbox. His own car was like slipped into. There was a whole thing about was he actually drunk? We don't know. And you know what? I'm fine with not knowing. Okay? I'm fine with not knowing. What we do know for a fact is the dispatcher said overdose. The friend said Narcan. She wrote in a book she was an addict, and she had depression. That's all the things that we know. We know that, yeah, sure, she said that she went on a boat fucking 20 years ago or something like that, and when she was really young, and some rocker was there in his underwear and he chased her around and she was hiding. I don't care. I don't care. You know why? She didn't say who the rocker was. She didn't say where the boat was. She just basically said blah, blah, blah. So, Occam's razor, critical thinking, deductive reasoning, common sense, and logic would say at the very top of the list, she probably died of an overdose. And I don't care if I ever know for sure because I don't know her. I don't know her. She's a famous person, but I don't know her. She might have been a sweetheart. She might have been. My brother was a sweetheart. My brother died of an overdose. He was a sweetheart. He was a very sweet person. He also robbed my mom. He also lost all of his teeth. He also made a whole bunch of bad decisions. And he also made his own bed. He died because he kept doing drugs. Okay? That doesn't take away from the fact that I love him. These people, addicts, sometimes they die. It's not weird. All right. Can we move on? I guess we'll talk about this real quick because it keeps on popping up on my screen, and I want to get this just boobies off of here. Nancy Mace came out and was like, "Whoa, you guys are so crazy, like talking about my tattoos. What do you mean? You had these the whole time." So I was actually always wondering why she wore long sleeves because I thought that her outfits looked weird sometimes. She has tattoos. This is not a weird thing. But now that listen, Nancy Mace, my biggest problem with her, I never had a problem necessarily with her voting record, right? I have the same problem I have with her that I have with Lauren Boebert, even if they vote most of the time in a way that I would say I would vote, that doesn't matter. They're sensationalists, right? They are not there to represent you. They are there to get attention. She's an attention whore, right? We're gonna try to tone it down. Attention whore. Now she's leaving Congress and she needs more attention. So what does she do? Sleeves, they're gone, and now people are like, meh, like like people are like, didn't realize she had tattoos. That's a normal reaction for the internet. But she came out and was like, "Oh my god, guys, so never seen tattoos before?" And I think that there are like no good guys in that whole story. Okay? All right, we're going to get to that because it's part of the other it's part of the main one of these. All right, never mind. Okay. Can we get to the daily breakdown? Let's go. I'm seeing the chat is more busy today. I appreciate that. It was a little slow yesterday. So I'll go back and talk about this. Was she involved with the Tate brother? I don't know. Who's her child? I don't care about any of this, T. Mitchell. You're asking a whole bunch of questions I don't care about. I don't care at all. Insurance won't pay out on an overdose. That's a good point. That could be. I thought she was with her boyfriend. Maybe she was. Maybe he's an addict too. I don't care. Same with my brother, heroin addict, but got clean and sober. Thank God. Yeah, man. You know what? That's awesome. That's awesome. And I still got one brother left, who's I don't talk to, also an addict. And I hope that I don't have to. I hope I don't have to go through that again. But he makes his bed, he lies in it. So whatever happens, happens. I'll pray for him. That's about it. They're different people. Carl Benji. Not a fan of Nancy. Saw her on Crowder, and she was not what she says she is. Yeah, she's fake. She's fake. Okay. So, all right. And I'm not trying to be snippy with you, T. Mitchell, in the chat. I'm just saying I just don't care about when famous people die unless they were like really, really good people, like who did a lot of good things. Hayden Panettiere, I don't know if she's done anything really great. Like, I don't know. I mean, but like, think about it if like, I don't know, like Keanu Reeves died. I'd be like, no. This just seems like such a nice guy. Like, I'd be like, no, not Keanu. I'd also still get over it in like a day. All right. I just don't care about famous people. I just don't. Not many of them anyway. Okay. Moving on to the Daily Breakdown from CBS, or sorry, CNBC. Okay, CNBC. Trump's Oman bomb threat an attempt to get their attention, says former ambassador. That is one way to get somebody's attention. Yeah. Okay, so part of this story, U.S.-Iran peace talks have effectively stalled. Shocker. With Washington pursuing a diplomatic solution that was never seriously on the table. You know what? I wanted to do this yesterday because I said I would give it 6 months. How long has the current conflict in Iran officially been a war? I mean, I don't even know if it is officially a war, but I think it'll give me both answers. Because I said I was going to give it 6 months. Okay, February 28th, 5 months and 21 days. So, like I said yesterday, I go, we're pretty much getting close. I was watching Crowder yesterday, and Crowder actually gave it only 3 months, right? I gave it 6. Okay, and the thing is, I said that I would come out and say, no, it's not good if it lasts this long. 9 more days. If it's solved in 9 more days, then we could go with technicalities. But I'll just come out and say it right now. I think that this was a mistake. I think that it was an oversight. I think that Trump's hubris got in the way. And I think that he thought he was going to be able to do this. I believe that. I believe that he thinks so highly of himself in terms of negotiator. And I think that he was reeling from the way he took out or got Maduro. And I thought that he thought that he could, I think that he thought he could do it again. I think that he really thought he was like, this Operation Midnight Hammer was just a massive success. Going in and getting Maduro was a massive success. That's like, it's honestly, it's worked out great for Venezuela. There is a lot of positive developments in Venezuela. And I think that he thought he could do it again. And I think that he messed up. Okay. Like I said yesterday, though, or was it yesterday or Friday? I can't remember. I go, as long as there is not dead bodies of American soldiers coming back, I'm not as upset about it. But I told you 6 months ago, if it wasn't wrapped up in 6 months, I would join you. I would start criticizing it, and I would say, let's wrap it up. I'm doing the same thing Crowder did, holding myself to account. It's been almost 6 months. Trump, wrap it up. All right? Get the fuck out of there. Just do it. All right? Somehow do it. If you have to take a hit, take a hit. We got midterms in, let's see here, 70 days? I don't think we can last that long. I mean, maybe. If you can do anything to wrap it up, I would. I would. Even if it means withdraw and then go back. Even if it means make them think they won and then after the midterms, full send. They know that their leverage that they have over you is the midterms. That's what they know that. And you know that. And everybody knows that. That's why it was a bad idea to do it when you did it. That being said, if we believe the intelligence that has come out, if we believe that, they might have had to do it. Trump's hand might have been forced. Might not have been forced. There's a lot of maybes because I'm not in the government, okay? I'm not in the government. I don't know. Just like every other one of you, I'm guessing on a lot of things, and I'm using critical thinking, logic, deductive reasoning to try to figure it out. But one thing I don't do is I don't lie. I said 6 months. It's been 5 months and 21 days. We are right at that point where you need to wrap it up. Because I said I was going to give it 6 months, right? And I meant it. So, we'll see how this ends up. But as long as it's not a crazy hot war that has escalated, one thing is for certain, the other people who are saying, it's Owen Schroyers of the world, yes, forever. It's not. It's still just it's a cold conflict, essentially. It's a stalemate. Like, it's not like Russia and Ukraine where 7,000 people are dying every week. It's not like Israel, Gaza, where buildings are getting blown up every day. It's boats. It's some boats. It's boats. They're in the water and they're looking at each other and they're like, "Don't." And the other people are like, "No, you don't." And then that guy, no, you don't. And that's the whole war, right? The quote war right now. Trump already did all the bombing. That's way done. So like I said, I'm holding myself to my own standard of I said in 6 months I would tell you to wrap it up. I'm doing that. But I do have to acknowledge how this is the gayest war ever because it really is. There's nothing really going on. All right? Everybody happy? I know some of you won't be. One thing, and I will give a very valid criticism to Trump. Shut up. Shut up. Stop telling us stop doing the Trump thing that we used to love. I loved it too. I don't love it right with this. Stop saying they want to make a deal. They want to make a deal. It's like, stop saying that. Stop saying that. Okay? It ruins your credibility because if it doesn't happen, then people don't believe you. I get it. I'm a big fan. Huge fan. Huge fan. Don't do this. Show me. Don't tell me. And tell me when you show me. Does that make sense? Just either do it or don't do it. And if you don't do it, don't talk about it. That would be the best way to go forward, in my opinion. Stop saying, and I get it. They bait Trump. The reporters stick a microphone in his face every chance they get. And Trump is not a politician. Again, one of the things we love about him. But he takes the bait. They bait him. He takes it. He's usually good at this. He's not doing well right now because they are going, when do you think you're going to... And he'll go like, they want to make a deal. It's like, just shut up. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Because then 2 minutes later, Iran comes out and they go, no, we don't. And the media goes, Trump lied. It's like, no, the goat fucking inbred cunts, they're lying. Those motherfuckers. I did the beep at the wrong spot. But obviously the terrorists are lying, but our media is on their side. Arm the Persians? I agree. It's not that simple, by the way. All right. This sounds like the easiest and best solution right here. Arm the Persians. Sounds easy, right? Not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not even a little bit easy. Because you really do, you risk Fast and Furious, right? I don't think that Obama had good intentions with Fast and Furious, but you risk giving a bunch of weapons to the IRGC. Because if you give them to the Persians and the Persians lose, who gets the weapons? It's not as easy as you think. I like the idea. I'm sure that they're spitballing. I'm sure that somebody said that in the Situation Room at one point. I think that there's there's two solutions. There's two solutions to this problem, right? Full send or withdraw. Like full send or withdraw. Like literally just go, fuck you, have a bomb, right? Fuck you, have a bomb. That's. Oh, you're a war hawk. I'm anti-terrorist. Difference. There's a difference. I don't give a shit about South Korea, all right? Or North Korea, or either of the Koreas. If there was a third Korea, wouldn't give a shit about that either. But no, I'm not a war hawk. I'm anti-jihad. I'm anti-jihad. Yes, CIA tried that with the Kurds and they went home with the weapons. Exactly. It's not as easy as just give the other people the guns. You know what would have been great is if our allies joined with us in the initial campaign. This would be over by now, but they didn't because they're cowards. All right. And that's one of the reasons why Trump's whole plan fell apart, because we don't have allies. We have freaking fake ass people who say, "Oh, we'll support you as long as we're getting the most out of the deal." Okay. Next up, we covered this story yesterday. I said yesterday, should we even care? I still believe we shouldn't. South Korea president calls for military independence in wake of Trump's call to cut joint drills. All right. Lee Jae-myung reiterates desire for full command back in Seoul's hands after Donald Trump cuts joint exercises, citing warm ties with Kim Jong-un. Pushed his renewed South Korea's president has renewed his push to regain independent control of the military from the U.S. So if we control your military, hold on. This is another layer that I wasn't even thinking about because we have more control. We have control over their military, and we asked them to help us in Iran, and they said no. I think that might be a little bit more why Trump's doing what he's doing. And I don't think it's weird if that's the reason. If that's the reason, if Trump's like, dude, what? What do you mean, no thank you? Trump said yesterday, he said, I asked the South Korea president to help with the situation in Iran, and they said, no thanks. Now, the South Korea president's like, fine, give me my military back. He goes, oh, so you agree it is our military? Why didn't we just force him to help us in Iran? Yeah. I think Trump's a lot nicer to people than you guys think he is until he's not. I think that Trump is in this situation maybe messaging it poorly. I don't know why you had to add Kim Jong. You should have just left Kim Jong-un out of it. Left North Korea out of that tweet. You should have left North Korea out of the tweet completely. For those of you that don't know or didn't see it, I believe I posted it yesterday. No. All right, let's just go. Trump tweet. This tweet should have just said, here, Trump, North Korea. I'm sure that'll pop up if I do that. Here we go. Okay, look, here it is, right? Based on my very good relationship with Kim Jong-un of North Korea. Why? Why'd you put that in there? You shouldn't have put that in there. This tweet could have been based on the fact that we have pretty much control over South Korea's military, but they still refuse to help us in Iran. I'm pulling back joint exercises with them. That's what it should have said. And everybody would have been like, kind of makes sense, actually. But no. Trump had to go, I'm gonna throw a jab. And now everybody's like, why do you like Kim Jong-un? He's been making a couple of messaging mistakes, okay? He has been, all right? Anyway, let's get back to that story. I have a plan for that. I keep on showing you. Anyway, I guess, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't care yesterday. I don't care today. Anyway, back to this story, okay? So the ships that are attacked in the Strait of Hormuz, the White House posted this. Donald Trump posted a truth, new U.S. territory, Strait of Hormuz. It's a picture of the Strait of Hormuz circled, and it says new U.S. territory, and it's a freaking truth post from Donald Trump. The dude does not stop. This is 51st state. This is Gulf of America. Anybody who is taking this any way other than that, you're an idiot. It's obviously trolling. It's Trump, and it's hilarious. I love it when he does it. It's always funny, 100% of the time, but this is not news, okay? Just wanted to add that in there. Okie dokie. Let's get to the story of the day. It's 8:49. We got about 10 minutes left. Perfect timing. Okay. What are you wearing, Rosie? What are you wearing? And why do I look like Nick Offerman? Okay. As you can see, I told ChatGPT, I said, give me what are the hook thingy. I go hook Rosie out of the shot like she's on a late night show. Anyway, this is the story I'm talking about. First of all, I'm gonna play it without sound. Just watch the first part. I'm gonna play this without sound. If you're listening on audio, you should watch the screen right now because I'm just gonna play the first few seconds without sound. Okay. So good. This is the best. Rosie O'Donnell guest hosted Jimmy Kimmel last night, apparently. Wore that. And let's play a couple of clips.
They said you can't come home again, but here I am. And if you thought the
Hold on. No, you said you weren't coming back. Nobody said you can't come back. You literally left America because you have a brain disorder of Donald Trump ruined your brain. He barely talks about you. He mentioned you one time 10 years ago, and you haven't shut the fuck up ever since about it. Only Rosie O'Donnell. That's all he said. And he might have tweeted about you 5 times. I don't know, a handful. And you left the country. He won. Nobody said you can't come back. We don't want you back, but you can, obviously. Anyway.
The president hated Jimmy Kimmel Live when it was hosted by Jimmy Kimmel. Buckle up, people. I am your guest host, Rosie O'Donnell, and if you're wondering why I'm here, it all started like a heist movie. I was out of this talk show game, living abroad. You know, I've been living in Ireland for the past 2 years because of Mango Mussolini. I decided to move, and I took my little then 11-year-old kid with me, and I just said, whatever you do, don't tell anyone, because we don't want a lot of press and
nobody would have cared. Nobody. Like, dude, the narcissists. You know what? I don't understand. I don't understand how there are ugly narcissists. Like, there are so many ugly narcissists. It makes no sense. It's like you should be a narcissist. You know what narcissist? You know where it comes from? Narcissy, right? Like stared in a mirror a lot because he was so good looking, and he like that's where it comes from. Ugly people, you shouldn't. Should break every mirror in your house. Ugh. Like Rosie O'Donnell is like literally old school OG classic TDS, where it's like it's like that scene in Avengers Endgame where Scarlet Witch is like, "You took everything from me," and then Thanos is like, "I don't even know who you are," right? I don't, I don't think about you at all. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, that's Rosie O'Donnell, and Trump. He doesn't talk about her.
Please don't tell anyone. And they're a pretty smart kid, you know.
Okay, well, enough of that. What's this other clip? This is the better one. It's only 16 seconds.
Thank you. Sit, relax. Oh boy, it's great to be back. They said you can't come home
Okay,
again,
it's the
but
same.
here I
Never mind,
am.
same clip. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. That's it. This is why I had to add another one, because I got nothing. It's like, dude, she got a facelift and she's doubling up on the herpes medication, and she's in a pink suit and she's on Jimmy Kimmel. And what are we doing? None of this is funny. This is not funny. Like that's why I said I was gonna make the title of the show like oh, what was I gonna name the title of the show? Shoot, I can't remember now. It was something else. But then I was like, oh, you know what? It would be good is make comedy MCFA, make comedy funny again, because I watched Gutfeld last night with Kat Timpf guest hosted, and she's funny. Everybody on there was funny. It was really funny, and it wasn't funny because I agree with them politically. I don't agree with Kat Timpf politically. She's a libertarian. She's kind of an idiot. She's funny though. That's not funny. Nothing you just said was funny. Mango Mussolini. Freaking liberal clapping seals in the audience are like, yeah, you said words. It's just not funny, man. It really isn't. Anyway. All right. This is the story I added at the very last minute. All right. If you guys haven't seen this Dean Withers crash out, it's pretty good. Okay. Like, so for reference, Dean Withers has been calling Trump a rapist forever, right? I'd like to remind everybody here. Let's go real quick, right? I think I put it in my replies to somebody recently. Here it is, boom, right here. I would just like to remind everybody what you are seeing on your screen is an official court document from the district court in the Southern District of New York between E. Jean Carroll and Donald Trump. Did Miss Carroll prove by a preponderance of evidence that Mr. Trump raped her? The jury checked no. How about no? Okay? Donald Trump is not an adjudicated rapist. He is not a rapist. If you call him one, right, you are lying. It's defamatory, right? If you don't have evidence, that's defamatory, right? So, if you have a problem with somebody calling you a rapist without evidence, right? You shouldn't. You shouldn't. You should not get upset about that, right? Don't start none, won't be none. But that doesn't stop Dean. And he takes it a step further. He gets real upset, okay? I'm going to feel exactly 0% bad for this kid. Now watch.
Ask you a question. You work with kids. How do you feel about Donald Trump admitting
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
to sexually exploiting naked women and kids on Howard Stern's radio show in 2005?
Oh, God.
You sure about that?
Hold on. I don't know. Why did my phone just do that again? I disconnected the freaking Bluetooth. Oh, I got to turn my Bluetooth off every time now. Or I got to leave my phone in the other room, maybe. All right. Bluetooth's off. Okay. I don't know if that cut out because the thing.
Women and
No. I'm turning off my phone. damn it. Fucking stupid thing. I can't figure out why it does that. My phone will auto connect to my board, and it shouldn't because the Bluetooth was turned off, and it did it anyway. I hope I didn't break my phone just now, but honestly, I don't care. Anyway, here we go. I think this should work now.
Kids on Howard Stern's radio show in 2005.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
And being credibly accused in the Epstein files of doing things
And
to
you're accused too, so what does that have to do with anything?
Watch this. All right, watch this. Ready? What? This is great.
Why would you say that?
You're getting...
Watch this.
Don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry, it's gonna be okay.
They're trying their best, guys. They're trying their best, bro. They're really trying their best. Fuck.
Dude, what the
Fuck, dude.
Oh.
God, man.
How about if you don't want problems, stop fucking starting them!
Don't do that to people, man. You just don't do that to people.
Did you have tissues there? Did you have tissues ready? He had tissues ready. Those are fake tears.
They finally found their way to get to me. You know?
Finally!
They're always looking for that way. And they found it.
Okay. So, Dean has come out now. He's got his confidence back. Right? And he's like, "You owe me an apology. You owe me an apology. MAGA, you owe me an apology because I found out that those accusations against me are false." All right? I'm like, same, bro. The accusations against Trump, dude. The point was not whether or not you were credibly accused of rape. You were accused of rape. That's all. Just like you do with Donald Trump. Okay? We'll play a few seconds of the actual Dean Withers video, and then somebody put together this is why it took so long for me to start the show today. We're going to show you a few minutes, like 30 seconds of the actual video from Dean. And somebody put together an AI version of how he should have come out, right? Check this out.
This is the most serious video I've ever made.
Is it super serious?
A Trump supporter stole the identity of an innocent 13-year-old girl to falsely accuse me of rape with supporting evidence of poorly botched fake DMs in an attempt to illegitimately deplatform me. In response...
So is that kind of like how E. Jean Carroll said that she was wearing a dress that didn't come out yet, and she accused Trump of the literal plot to an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit, said that she on Anderson Cooper said it wasn't rape, and said it was sexy, and so it's kind of like, is it kind of like that? Is it kind of like that? I mean, even in this case in New York, it's a civil case, and Trump was I guess you could say found liable of forcible touching, which under New York statute is applied broadly to any any civil penalty that you can convince a jury. And what the judge's orders to the jury are, if you think there is a 51% chance that Donald Trump forcibly touched a 51%, that's the burden of proof in civil in New York. 51% chance that Donald Trump touched that woman. Find him liable. And the jury was like, I mean, yeah. 51%. Yeah, 51%. Yeah. I'd say like 51% chance that he forcibly touched her. Like, this applies to shoving, touching, anything. In New York, it covers, quote, like, not rape, but it covers forcible sexual touching, but it also covers literally pushing somebody. That's why the law is stupid. And that's why they used it. They weaponized the system against him. And they used an idiot, crazy person to do it. Okay? Just saying.
The 13-year-old whose identity was stolen made a video calling out the false accuser and anybody peddling these lies using her photos.
Okay. I'm not going to even play the rest of that. This is how he should have done it.
Rape anyone. I have falsely accused Trump of rape 1,000 times. That's true. But I didn't rape anyone. I'm like 65 pounds. You gotta believe me.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So that's Bro. Bro. Yes, thank you in the chat. And they changed the statute of limitations in that one case for Donald Trump just so they could like slap him with this. What did they throw? They threw like 90 something charges at this dude on a bunch of different other things, and they got him on one civil infraction and one felony with like he wrote a check for lawyer's fees and put lawyer in the byline, and a civil liability charge of forcible touching. Come on, dude. Come on. All right, it's 9:05. Started about 5 minutes late. Went about 5 minutes over. We don't have Sean followed up on the show anymore, so it's a good thing that we can do a few extra minutes. I got to work today, but I'm going to go in a little bit late because I got to run to the dump. I got to go and drop off a bunch of like debris. I took out a door and I did a bunch of other stuff. So I gotta run. But let's do the shout outs tomorrow for Woke Wednesday. I think I have a good idea of what I'm gonna cover. So definitely tune in for that. It's gonna be a fun one. And we're gonna shout everybody out like we do at the end of the show every day. Okay, T. Mitchell, Road Runner, Crazy, Moan McGroin, Emerald Sonic, B. Jones, Bumba, you weren't here at the beginning, but I shouted you out anyway. Rhodes Head, there's my grandma Shayla, Great Guy Gary, Winky Winky Nod Nod, Hollywood, a few more on The Edge, Spoiled Brett Lee, Han Jancock, Carl Benji, one more, Chris Cap 2015. Perfect. All right, boys and girls, tomorrow, 9 a.m., Woke Wednesday. I'll see you there. Peace.